Hold on to your wallets, folks. Today, we're revealing some mind-blowing secrets about two coins you might just have lying around, the 1980 Roosevelt dime and the 1969 quarter. These coins could be worth way more than you think thousands of dollars. We're talking about rare mint errors and hidden treasures that could turn your spare change into a small fortune. Ready to find out if you're holding on to a gold mine? Let's jump right in. Top 1. Let's start with the 1980 Roosevelt dime, a coin that might not look like much at first glance but can be quite valuable depending on its condition. But what makes this coin so interesting? Is it simply another dime in the vast sea of change? Not quite. The Roosevelt dime, a brief history. First, let's talk about the Roosevelt dime in general. The dime has been an essential part of the American currency system since 1796, and since 1946, we've seen the Roosevelt dime. This particular coin was introduced to honor the late President Franklin D. Roosevelt after his passing in 1945. His image was chosen for the obverse front of the coin to commemorate his leadership and the establishment of the March of Dimes, a campaign to fight polio that Roosevelt had championed. The 1980 D refers to a dime minted in 1980 at the Denver Mint, identified by the SD mint mark on the reverse side. Typically, this coin is seen in circulation, but it holds hidden value for collectors, particularly due to certain unique attributes. What makes the 1980 D Roosevelt dime special? You might be thinking, what's so special about a dime from 1980? Well, the 1980 D Roosevelt dime is known for a couple of things that increase its value among collectors. High-grade mint condition. If your 1980 D dime has been kept in excellent condition, it could be worth more than its face value. In particular, uncirculated versions of this coin can fetch anywhere from $1 to $10. But it gets even more interesting with the next category, the error coins. Mint errors. Error coins are one of the most sought-after types of collectible coins. The 1980 D Roosevelt dime features a few known error types, including off-center strikes, double dies, and die cracks. These errors happen during the minting process when the coin is incorrectly stamped. These imperfections can drastically increase the value of a coin. The errors of the 1980 D Roosevelt dime. If you happen to stumble upon a 1980 D Roosevelt dime with any of the following errors, you might have struck gold. Off-center strikes. When the coin is not properly aligned in the press, part of the design is cut off. An off-center 1980 D dime could be worth anywhere from $50 to $500, depending on the severity of the misalignment. Double die error. This occurs when a coin is stamped multiple times, resulting in a doubling effect on the coin's design. For the 1980 D Roosevelt dime, a double die on the date or the word Liberty can be quite rare, and these errors can push the value of the coin to $100 to $1,000 or more. Die cracks. Over time, the dies used to strike coins wear out and develop cracks. A die crack running through Roosevelt's neck or across the date could indicate an error that collectors are eager to own. These might not be as valuable as double dies, but a die crack dime can still fetch around $5 to $100 depending on the crack's prominence. What's the potential value of the 1980 D Roosevelt dime? The value of the 1980 D Roosevelt dime is highly dependent on its condition and whether it contains any minting errors. Circulated coins. A 1980 D dime in regular, worn condition is usually worth just 10 cents, but if it's part of a rare error variety, it could be worth much more. High-grade coins. A mint state, MS, coin, which has no wear and tear, can increase in value to $5 to $20. Error coins. As mentioned earlier, if your 1980 D dime has one of those rare mint errors, you could see a return of anywhere from $50 to $100,000, with particularly rare or error-filled coins going for the highest prices. Top 2. Now, let's turn our attention to the 1969 quarter, a coin from an era of great change in the United States. The 1960s were turbulent times in American history, and the coins minted in this period reflect the cultural shifts, economic concerns, and political atmosphere of the time. But what makes the 1969 quarter especially interesting? The history of the Washington quarter. The Washington quarter has been the cornerstone of American coinage since 1932, when it was first minted to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. For decades, Washington's portrait appeared on the obverse, front of the coin, with an eagle on the reverse side until it was replaced with various other designs, like the State Quarter series that began in 1999. The 1969 quarter is particularly interesting because of its proximity to significant moments in American history. It was minted during the Vietnam War and at the height of the space race, adding a layer of significance for collectors. Value of the 1969 quarter. Unlike the 1980s D. Roosevelt dime, the 1969 quarter is more common in circulation. In fact, most 1969 quarters are worth just their face value of 25 cents. However, the real intrigue comes when you find an uncirculated version of the coin or one with a rare error. Error coins in the 1969 quarter. Error coins are the holy grail for collectors. The 1969 quarter has a few distinct minting errors that can greatly increase its value. Double die error. In 1969, a famous error was discovered in some quarters, where the date and lettering were doubled due to the die being struck more than once. This error was particularly well known in 1969's San Francisco Mint, but even a 1969 Denver Mint quarter with a double die can be valuable. These double die quarters can be worth anywhere from $50 to $2,400 depending on the grade. Off-center strikes. Much like the 1980 dime, quarters from 1969 were sometimes struck off-center, leading to a coin where the design is cut off on one side. Depending on how off-center the strike is, such a coin can range in value from $100 to $1,000. Clip planchets. Another error involves a clip planchette, where part of the coin's blank metal planchette was missing before it was struck, leading to a jagged edge or partial design. Clip planchets can increase the value of a 1969 quarter by as much as $500 to $1,500. What's the potential value of the 1969 quarter? The 1969 quarter's value depends on its condition and any minting errors it might have. Here's a quick breakdown. Circulated coins. Most 1969 quarters in circulated condition are worth just 25 cents. Uncirculated coins. If your 1969 quarter has been well preserved and is in mint condition, you can expect it to be worth around $2 to $10. Error coins. A double die or off-center 1969 quarter, depending on its condition and severity of the error, can be worth anywhere from $50 to $2,400, with some extreme cases fetching even more. Conclusion? Coins like the 1980 D. Roosevelt dime and the 1969 quarter may seem common enough at first, but as we've seen today, there are hidden treasures lurking in your change jar. Whether it's a rare error, a well-preserved specimen, or a simple high-grade version, these coins offer much more than their face value. So, before you casually toss that dime or quarter into your wallet, take a closer look. Who knows, you might just have a little fortune on your hands. Keep an eye out for mint errors, and if you think you've found a rare gem, it might be worth having it professionally graded and appraised. Remember, the world of numismatics, the study of coins, is full of surprises, and sometimes the smallest details can lead to the biggest rewards. Happy collecting! That's all for today's dive into the 1980 D. Roosevelt dime and the 1969 quarter. We hope you enjoyed this journey through the world of rare coins. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments if you've ever found a coin that turned out to be worth a lot more than you thought. Until next time, keep those coins safe